Hi again. So we'll have the value. It is the good of man's positive attitude. The goal or vision which motivates man to act is that which is important to us and are the basis of our choices, decisions, reactions, and behavior, the principle which guides man's action and thinking, the intrinsic worth of a thing. So in other words, when we say value, ano ang importante sa imo? But it should be something which is good. So meaning to say, if you think you value shabu, hindi na siya tuod niya value, hindi na siya tuod niya importante sa imo because shabu is no good for anybody else. Okay? So if you value your education, your decisions and your actions in life should be aligned to that value of education for you to materialize this or that value. Okay? Kay basi iya kung ginavalue mo to ng imong education but then lakwatsero ka, wala ka permiga tuon, etc. etc. So, paano mo pa mahambal nga gina-value mo ang imong education? Right? So that is what you mean by value. It is an intrinsic worth of a thing apart from just the monetary and the economic value. Okay? We have the kinds of values. First of which is the biological values. So, biological values are the necessary for the survival of man as a living being, like life and health, food and shelter, work. Kung wala ka obra, wala ka kwarta. Kung wala ka kwarta, gapalang luya ka. Kung gapalang luya ka, deads ka. Joke lang. But they are the basic means for our survival, especially nowadays. Rational values, it has something to do with our intellect and will, our rational capacities like the understanding and control of our nature, our religion, our beliefs and philosophies in life, etc. etc. So we are utilizing our minds, okay? Next is the affective values. When we say affective values, ano ang nagapalipay sa imo? May it be play, excitement, comfort, delight in foods, drinks, sex, etc. Okay? Social values, they are the kind of values which are achieved through social interactions because as we all know, no man is an island. Mabuhi man kita without necessarily socializing with other people, but then, ara na naiya sa aton nga tawo. Hambagan nila, man is a social animal. Okay? So, examples, we have leisure and sex, marriage, family and home, parental authority, and education. So, all of this are achieved by means of socializing. Next up, moral values, our morality, our social or individual conduct. Okay, so we have the values of character and goodwill, our concern, our sympathy, etc. etc. So they are the good attitude, the good characters which we possess towards other people and towards ourselves as well. Next, we have the aesthetic values. So, how one perceives beauty and ugliness. So, may iban nga very meticulous gino sa iyang standards when it comes on the issue of beauty. May iba naman niya nga very appreciative gid sa kagwapahon sang isa ka butang. So, we have beauty, talent, elegance, grace, symmetry, color. So, nagsulit na lang siya. Skip nyo na lang eh. And for these terminologies, the value system, the valuation, value judgment, the good, ideal, and the norm, you just go over your notes. Basa-basahan nyo lang kay definition of terminologies malang na siya. Now, let's have the guides in value selection. First, permanent or lasting values must be preferred over the temporary or perishable values, like the courtship or the education over courtship. So, our parents would always tell us, especially sang college pa ko, wala kong ginaalaw nga magmigo because kulbaan sila nga basi magmigo ko maguba ang akon nga education. So kisa hindi talang na siya maintindihan no ang mga pangaral sang parents naton, but then we should try to widen our minds when it comes to those things. We should always be what do you call this? We should always be smart in terms of choosing our values. Piliun tagi dapat ang makahatag sa aton sang long-lasting enjoyment of values. Kaya ang migoya ara lang nada, ang kwarta ya ara lang nada. Importante, mas mapuslan to siya over a long period of time. Next, values favored by a greater number of people must be preferred over those that appeal only to few, like discipline over personal freedom. Ang discipline, kung disiplinado ang tao, damo sang makapulos sina. There is law and order, or there is security and order in the society. Okay? So, mas damo ang makabenefit kay kung personal freedom, pag gusto kada kagamo sang syudad. Okay? Like ang curfew subong. Many Bacolodons complain about the curfew hours nga too early siya kung 8 p.m. siya no, especially nga may iban nga naga-duty until 10 p.m. and then mag-out sila, wala na sang salakyan, etc. etc. So, naga-complain sila. But then, we should understand it nga ang ginapaminsar malang sang aton nga LGU is the common good of everybody. Kung nga damo gid dapat ang makapulos rather. Okay? Next, essential values must be preferred over accidental ones, like health over beauty, food over beauty products. Ang kinanglanon tagi dapat for survival amo ginadapat ang unahon naton. Okay? Of two or more values, the greater ought to be selected. So it has something to do with number 2. Reasons for being moral. Why should you become a moral person? First, for self-interest, for your own good man. Because, have you noticed it nga, if nakaubra ka sang sala, guilty ka per me. You are always bothered. You have difficulty sleeping at night. Kaya ang conscience nimo ara nga naga-remind mo about the wrong things that you've done, right? So, if you are a moral person, you tendency is nami ang tulog nimo, 'di ba? So nami gid ang imong disposition sa kabuhi if you are moral. So it's for our own good. Next, because it is basically a divine command. So for us man to have this life with God after our life here on earth, we should become moral. Next, for the common interest. If tanan be moral, no? Tanan nag-act in accordance to the law and their conscience, siguro wala gid sang crime, wala gid sang rape, wala gid sang security threats, etc. etc. Wala sang nagasyabu, wala sang alcoholic, wala sang gamblers, right? Peaceful siguro sang society. So as much as possible, be moral not only for yourself but also for the good of other people. Next, be moral because it is basically the right thing to do. Principles for ethical life. Personality is the thing of greatest value. So nowadays, emotional quotient is preferred over intellectual or intelligence quotient. Right? Mas of value na subong ang nami batasan over sa mga may iniskwilahan. The values of life must be shared. Sharing is caring. So if you have there the biological values, kung mainughatag ka man lang sa isigatawa nimo, especially subong during this trying time, why not share it instead of keeping it for your own consumption man lang? So, mas nami gid siya kung naga-share ka. Some worthwhile tasks should be sincerely pursued by everyone. See to it that what you are pursuing in life are worthwhile tasks, because if ulit na ma-realize pino nga hindi nga wala man lang galipros ang ginapang obra naton, nag-usik lang kita sang syempo. Number 4, a wide range of appreciation must be cultivated. So as much as possible, try to appreciate other people, try to appreciate your own self, for you also to preserve your self-worth, try to appreciate life for us to become also a positive disposition. For growth, one needs to live in the best or in the presence of the best. So don't settle for less. Okay? So in as much as possible, if kaya mo pa, pursue lang. Try lang ng try. Okay? So amo lang na siya for now regarding values. Thank you.